Hi there. This is another real life story, RLS. That's why I put that acronym on the YouTube channel. Anyway, the last video that I just recorded had to do with busting out my front teeth as a little baby, 2 years old, and kind of being the oddball among my classmates. But that reminded me that for somehow in, I think, fourth or fifth grade, I saw a kid playing clarinet. He demonstrated a couple of songs to our fourth or fifth grade class, and it seemed like something I'd like to do. So I took up the clarinet, and apparently I got fairly good. In sixth grade, I was permitted to play with the junior high band. Somewhere around there, it was time to take care of the front teeth that protruded so far, top front teeth. And the orthodontist at that time said, if you're going to keep playing clarinet, I am not going to fix your teeth. So that was the end of the clarinet. Thankfully, my parents, I guess the following Easter or somewhere around there, they decided to get me to rent a guitar. And I started taking lessons. And for about 2 years, I took lessons. And once it got too complicated, I stopped taking the lessons. But it gave me a pretty good foundation, good enough, and some basic knowledge of music and music theory, somewhat. I continued to play and sing. Somehow I started singing along with playing the guitar. I believe I was in 8th grade, and there was a talent show, and myself and a neighbor by the name of Ross Parcells, we put together a song. I'm not even sure. Maybe it was GTO or some other surf music type of song. And the crowd pretty much went wild. They really liked it a lot. We did a good job. In 9th grade, I believe it was, John Harwood, a guy that I just knew a little bit, he asked me if I would consider joining a band. They had a band that had started. Lead guitar was Roy Ruzicka, drums was Stu Ernest, and keyboards and a second guitar was John Harwood. And these were all pretty much straight A students. I was a pretty good student, but I wasn't quite in their league. But I joined the band. The band was called The Realm. And for about a year and a half, I played with them regularly. And for quite a while, we were playing almost every weekend professionally, whether it was a teen dance club or very frequently we were playing at the Fort Monmouth Enlisted Men's Club. A lot of these fellas had been drafted and would be going to Vietnam. So they were out for a good time, and we played the music that they liked. Let's see, what kind of music was happening at that time? The Doors, the Byrds, Jimi Hendrix, Jefferson Airplane. Oh gosh. Anyway, this is the time period. I believe it was 9th and 10th grade for me. I was 15 and 16 years old. We couldn't even drive ourselves to the gig. Our parents had to take us. In my case, only my mother would take me. My father didn't believe in this music stuff. I should be, according to him, hitting the books. Okay. Well, I'm now 72 years old, and I continue to play music and sing. So it's an important part of my life, and I'm just delighted that the clarinet morphed into the guitar and has provided an awful lot of satisfaction over these years. At some other time, I will tell you how John Harwood was instrumental in teaching me about the Lord Jesus. I came to the Lord primarily through the influence of John Harwood, so I'll save that for another day. But we were bandmates together. John particularly was very important because he was a straight A student, took all advanced courses in high school, an Eagle Scout. He also had just as far as I understand, he had perfect pitch, and he played organ, pipe organ, at the Methodist Church in Red Bank, New Jersey, when the regular organist was not available. That's how talented John was. He lives in outside of Asheville, North Carolina now. Roy Ruzicka is outside of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, January, I believe, of 2018, Stu Ernest died. When I left the band, The Realm, I was replaced by someone else from our same graduating class, Ray Rolla. And they called themselves Stone Cold at that time. Pretty impressive. We have had a number of reunions, mostly at Roy Ruzicka's house out. He had a custom home built on 10 acres outside of Pittsburgh, and it was a great place to rehearse. Our first reunion was in 1989. I have attended at least 7 or 8 of those reunions. The rest of them have had probably about 12, maybe 13 reunions. And in the year 2014, Roy had paid for, I believe, 10 hours of studio time at an Emmy-winning studio in Pittsburgh, and we recorded a number of songs. Of course, Stu was still alive at that time, and it was great fun. And we did some pretty good covers. The engineer for that recording session, his name was Stan, and I asked after one song, I said, "So, what do you think?" And he said, "I've heard worse," which was the name that we gave the CD. Thanks for listening. Take care.